Hello, my name is Alvin, Master Numerologist, and I'd like to continue my series on exit points, sometimes referred to as transitional points. Today I'd like to talk about Tammi Terrell, a very young and gifted vocalist. Now, when I took a look at Tammi Terrell's vibrational energy, I couldn't quite at first wrap my hands around it, wrap my mind around it. It it was like I really didn't know what to do with the energy. It was very perplexing, and I even, walked away from it and said, "Well, I'm not going to do it. It's not happening." And then I slept on it. And then the spirit started communicating to me what was going on there, and I came to realize that Tammi Terrell was a very gifted soul, a very evolved soul that that incarnated on this planet for a specific purpose, for a specific reason. And this what came to me. Sometimes a great soul incarnates for a special mission in service for God and humanity. Sometimes a soul retains consciousness of its sole purpose, and in other times they do not. They enter into their current incarnation, endure the lessons that they are here to learn, and teach what they are here to give to mankind. I sense that Tammi Terrell was such a great soul. Perhaps she wasn't even aware of it. It's rare that I have encountered a soul that has as many vibrational sevens surrounding them as the soul Tammi Terrell had in her last incarnation. And even though she left her body at a young age of 24, which reduced down to the number 6, the sixth vibration, because of the hardships that she experienced in her own personal life when it came to love and relationships, she was only 6 weeks shy of her 25th birthday, which is the number of Christ. Now, Tammi Terrell's transitional numbers. She made her transition on March the 16th, 1970. And her very first subcore is the number 3. So, very passionate about singing, uh, very capable of singing, and she sang with one of the great ones. As a matter of fact, she complimented Marvin Gaye perfectly, and Marvin Gaye complimented her perfectly, and they had a soul connection for sure. And out of that connectiveness, some of the greatest music that a duet has ever put down on vinyl came into manifestation. So the number 3 created an environment where a pure voice could be heard, and such a soft sweetness. The 3 energy of Mars is pure, meaning that there's not other vibrations that's influencing the 3 energy. Like a 12 is a 3 energy, but that 3 is being influenced by the 1 and the 2. March being pure, her voice was just purity and very sweet. Now, Tammy left her body on the 16th, and the very first sub-element is the number 1. And this one energy shot her to the top of the charts. Now, the second sub-element of 6 was about a lady who really valued and respected the whole family energy. But unfortunately, she was very challenged on that level. When it came to love and relationships, Tammy was the eldest of two children. She has a younger sister, and her sister wrote a biography about the life of her sister. And in that biography, her sister says things that when Tammy was like 11, she was molested by 3 young boys. She was raped, and that changed her. Her whole behavior changed after that, and rightfully so. It was a very traumatic experience for someone so young to have to go through. But they did catch the 3 boys, but the damage has already been done. She dated James Brown, but that relationship turned out to be very abusive. Tammy also had a relationship with David Ruffin, which was the lead singer at the time for the Tempting Temptations. He proposed marriage, but Tammy was shocked and devastated when she learned that David Ruffin had a wife and 3 children and another uh, girlfriend. So that 6 energy is really saying that she was really struggling in that level, on that level. But when you add the second sub-element with the first sub-element, the 1 and the 6 makes the 7. And so the 7 energy um, revealed that she was a special soul, that she came to earth for a particular purpose, a very highly evolved soul. That's what that 7 is representing. And that's just the first of many that I was able to encounter. The year of her departure, 1970. The first sub-element of 1 revealed a very self-determined type of lady. She didn't have much time, so she had to get busy right away. And that 1 energy allowed her to sing with one of the best male vocalists of his time, which was Marvin Gaye. But then that third sub-element is another 7 coming up, which builds on the power of faith that's seen in her second sub-core. The second sub-core is a 7 energy because she was left on the 16th and the 1 and the 6. Those 2 elements come back to make her second sub-core of the number 7. Now, when you add all of her 4 sub-elements from 1970, you're going to get the compound number of 17, which once again reveals a third 7, reduced down to the number 8. On a professional level, Tammy was very successful in her music career. And like I said earlier, she put down some music that's going to last forever to the end of time. Like Ain't No Mountain High Enough, You All I Need to Get By, just some very poetic music that the world is going to always be able to relate to. But you see how her 7 energies are stacking up, having a very profound impact in her life. And even though she might not have recognized it because of the turmoil she was going through on a personal level, it was still nevertheless working to assist her, to aid her. The eight energy, the energy of resources, very successful as a vocalist. That's her core number, number 8. That's her, and her 3 subchords are the 3, um, the 7, and the 8 energy. Now, the number 8 got its strength from the strong faith vibration of the 7, and as of now, there's 3 of them, and 3 times 7 is 21, and those 3 sevens create a voice that was flowing from the heavens. And once again, the first 7 comes from her second subcore, because she was left on the 16th. The second 7 comes from the third sub-element from the year that she made her departure, 1970. And the third 7 is derived from adding the 4 sub-elements from 1970 together. You get the compound number 17 reduced back down to the 8. Now, the second sub-element, which is those 3 sevens, and 3 times 7 is 21, and 2 plus 1 is 3, and Tammi's great voice definitely was sent from heaven to earth, and she had an angelic sweetness about her voice. Now, when you add the 2 3s, when you add the 3 from the month of her departure to the day of her departure, which is the 16th, to the year of the departure, which was 1970, you get the compound number of 1989. And those double 9s balance out the power of the 1 and the 8, indicating that she was a soul who felt comfortable in both worlds, the outer and within. And when all 4 numbers are added together, you get the compound number of 27, and once again, the sub-element of 7 is revealed. And when you combine the 2 and the 7, you reduce it down to the number 9, the number of completion. The 9 energy brings things to an end, and she decided to leave her body in the 9 core year. But it's the second sub-element of 7 that revealed a soul who came to earth for a short time to share her sweet angelic voice with the world. Now, Miss Tammi left the earth at the age of 24, and the 2 energy here is reflecting that her most enduring music was in relationship to someone else, Marvin Gaye. And the 4 energy represented that she had to be strong to endure the kind of life that she was living at the time. And the 2 and the 4 came together to make the number 6. She left on the 6th day, and I call her the sweet mother music. But like I said at the beginning of my analysis, she was very challenged on the 6th level. Now, let me show you something visually when I'm talking about how her 7s line up. And I don't see this that often in a vibrational frequency. Okay, here we go. As you can see, March is the month of her transition, and there's the 16th, and there's that 6th energy there, where she's being challenged with the with her love life. But then here you break it down. The 1 and the 6 make your 7. Okay. Then you jump over here You see 1970, there's a 7 energy there. And when you add those 4 sub-elements together, it breaks down to 17, which produce another 7. And then when you come over here, the numbers that sit between these numbers, like, for example, the 3 and the 7 makes the 10, which drops down to make the 1 energy. But right over here, we have the 7 and the 8 that drops down to make the 15. Let's see if you can see this, which makes the 15 right there. And the 1 and the 5 makes the 6. And then when I swing this 1 over to this 6, another 7 drop down. So just right in this pattern right here. And then when you go vertical, as you can see, is a 27 pattern, and yet there's another 7 energy reduced down to the 9. Now, just real quickly, this is an analysis of exit points, but this is her entry numbers here. You can see she was born in April, the 4 energy, on the 29th, 1945. But when you break it down here, when I added it together, her compound number is 1978, which is another 7 energy right there. And when you add those 4 sub-elements together, you get the compound number 25, which reduces down to the 7. Her destiny was the 7 energy. Her destiny was to come here and be of service for God and for mankind. And she did that by enduring a lot of pain and suffering, but she kept her head up. She died from brain cancer, and around age 11 or 12, she used to experience these extreme migraine headaches. But through it all, she kept her head up, and she put down some very beautiful lyrics that the world is very appreciative of, classics. So that's why I really feel that she was a special soul. She left early. Sometimes a soul come in and do what they have to do. They get in, they get out. But I do believe, I'm just sensing that she was an evolved soul, someone that was sent specifically here to teach us. It's a great soul. So rest in peace, Miss Tammi Terrell, and I'm glad that the earth had the privilege of witnessing your presence.